Hi, Max Adamson here with a new episode of an Aspie's Guide to Life. Since it's the day before Halloween, today we're going to talk about what, for me, is the scariest part about being autistic. Ooh, spooky. No, not ghosts or anything. Today I'm going to be talking about sensory overload. But Max, what is sensory overload? I'm glad you asked that, me. You see, sensory overload is a fairly common symptom of autism that many people, including myself, experience. You see, what can happen is in times of stress, my brain can have trouble filtering sensory input, and this can lead to anything from disorientation to nausea to sometimes even physical pain occurring for me. Oh, so it's like a headache! No, it is not like a headache. In fact, I always like to describe it as headache, vertigo, and a panic attack all invited all their friends over to have a party in your head, and things got slightly out of hand. Every sensory overload attack is different, and it's not always the same what senses are affected the most. I've had attacks where my vision and hearing are horrible and I almost pass out from it. I've had attacks where I lose my sense of balance and depth perception. I've even had attacks where smells could almost knock me unconscious. In fact, when I'm in this state, some tones of high or low sounds can even cause me physical pain, which has its benefits. I can tell some people to shut up for medical reasons. I laugh, but it's actually awful. This has always been the one part of autism that has kind of made me wish I wasn't the way I am. Don't get me wrong, I love being autistic. I wouldn't want to be in the same group as the least famous Ghostbuster. I'm sorry, Dan Aykroyd. But as a kid, this condition, this part of it, caused me a few problems. Turns out when you're a 10-year-old who's built like a football player, other kids don't turn out well when you lose control. Yeah, childhood traumas are fun. But in all seriousness, because I didn't learn about sensory overload or how to deal with it until my early teens, it very nearly ruined my life before I even had a chance to live it. And even now it prevents me from doing some basic things that are simple parts of life that other people enjoy. Sporting events, parties with loud music, concerts, none of them a good idea. I often, when I'm like this, can't even be around simple things like large amounts of white or the color purple. Yeah, I don't know why. Purple's just not a good color for me. I think that's why I've always had a very big issue with Barney the dinosaur. I hate you, you love me, please get off my goddamn TV. With how horrible I'm making sensory overload sound, you might wonder why I still feel so much pride for being autistic. Well, the funny thing about life is, no matter how much of your life is horrible and how much of it you spend in a state where you wouldn't wish this upon anybody else, even your worst enemy, you've still got to live for the good parts. Eventually, you get used to the bad, and all you see is the good. There's so much good about being autistic that if I have to put up with a few out-of-control ragers in my brain, well, it's worth it. This has been another, actually very not spooky episode of an Aspie's Guide to Life. Thanks for watching. See you next time on an Aspie's Guide to Life.